All right. Good morning and happy Tuesday, everybody. For those of you who watch these videos, in replay or you watch it back when you have time, first off, shout out to you guys. You guys are OGs because these lives are usually like an hour, sometimes an hour and a half long. So I appreciate the love, the support, and you not only watching the video, but leaving comments. You guys are absolutely amazing. So shout out to you guys. We're just going to be doing some free analysis today. It's Tuesday. We're going to have lots of fun. We're going to chop it up. On Tuesdays, I don't trade, so I use that time to kind of do free analysis for you guys. And today I have a little bit of some stuff to kind of mix up the tempo, mix up the pace. I have some brain teasers that I want us to kind of try just to keep things a little bit fun, but we'll see how it goes. Our priority obviously is to make money and to trade, so we're going to focus on that primarily. Okay, so all right. Mr. R is already in here. What's good, bro? What's good? Welcome back to the live. Welcome back to the chat, baby. What's good? Hope you're having a great day. It's Tuesday, like I promised you guys. I'm going to be here. We're going to stream longer today, and we're going to be doing a free analysis. I also have some brain teas. I'm waiting for some other people to jump in, and then I'm going to show you guys like basically what I got. And let's see if we could figure it out as a group, as a community. So welcome, brother. Welcome. Good to have you back. Good to have you back. We're just waiting, like I said, for a couple people to jump in, and we'll get straight into it, man. Straight into it. Smile the Trader said, hey, what's good? What's good, Smile? Do you mind if I call you Smiley? I knew a guy named Smiley, so if you say no, I won't call you Smiley. But what's good, Smile? Welcome back to the chat. Welcome back to the family. Welcome back to the live. Good to have you guys here. It's gonna be a great day. We're gonna have lots of fun. We're gonna chop it up, and we're gonna do some analysis. All right. So while you guys are in here, let me know how your day's been so far, how your week's been so far, and what pair you're hoping to get analyzed, so that we can kind of get the ball rolling a little bit. All right. All right, or maybe should we? Do you guys want to start with a brain teaser? Do you guys know what a brain teaser is? If you do, say yes. If you don't, say no. Because then maybe we could do that first, just to get our minds kind of running. But if you don't, I'll give you a quick example for you guys to know what I'm talking about. While you guys are either typing or deciding, we analyzed some pairs yesterday. We did GJ. We did Euro USD, and I think we did JPY just a little bit, nothing too crazy. So we can take a look at all those. Mr. R said no. Okay, cool. What about you, Smile? Smile the Trader. Do you know what a brain teaser is at all? At all. Let me go check out US 30 real quick, because 9:30 is about to hit. I don't trade today, but I'm curious to see what would have happened. Where are we in the markets? Okay, Smile the Trader said no. All right, so I'm going to give you guys a quick demonstration of what a brain teaser is real quick before we get into these analysis and things like that. Let me see here. So I'll give you an example. All right, you guys see this? This is called a brain teaser. When you look at this, what does this say to you? What do you think this says? What's a common phrase that this reminds you of? What's a common phrase that this reminds you of? Maybe I should go like this, set the tile like that. Oops, wrong one. Let me do this again. Let's try this again. So let's go like this to the right side, and then trading view to the left. Okay, there you go. All right, what does that say to you guys on the right? Crossroads. There you go. Good looking, Bama. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the family. We're going to be doing some trading. Don't worry. It's not games all day. But I am trying to just mix it up a little bit just so we can kind of get our minds going in the morning. We could be super bored and super just, trading can be sometimes really mundane. So crossroads. Exactly. So that's what this says. Crossroads. Okay. I'll give you another example. Let me see here. Let's do, here's another easy one. Okay. What does that say? What's good, Ryuzaki? We're doing brain teasers real quick. If you don't know what it is, it's basically an image that sometimes contains symbols or text that's supposed to remind you of a phrase. So it's supposed to give you a sentence with the way that it's, composed. Okay, so the last one we just did was this one here. Where is it at? This one. Okay, this was crossroads. All right, that was crossroads. Now we're looking at this one here. Okay, reading between the lines. The Obama is cooking with these. Reading between the lines. Exactly. Okay, that's what this one is. Reading between the lines. All right. So, like I said, we're gonna be doing a couple of those as we're trading. Every so often, especially when more people get in here, we're gonna like kind of switch it up a little bit and just have some fun. I got some other stuff for you guys as well, so it's gonna be very, very interesting. In the meantime, just in case some of you guys got to go to work or you want to get into a trade because the session is still moving, let's analyze some pairs. Now, as you guys are aware, it's Tuesday, which means I don't trade. So I'm here to help you guys out with the little that I know. So let me know, drop in the chat what pairs you guys want us to analyze, and we'll go ahead and analyze and see if we can take some paper trades or some, maybe even some real trades. I have some other accounts. I might be able to try it on there. So let me know. Let me know, guys, what you guys want us to analyze today. I'm currently looking at US 30. That's what I would be trading, but I don't trade on Tuesdays for a very specific reading. My win rate on Tuesdays is like 36%. So I don't trade Tuesdays. When I'm not trading Tuesdays, my win percent is like above 70. So my win rate is above 70. So I don't trade on Tuesdays. But what are you guys saying? What are you guys trading today? What are you guys trading today? XAU USD. All right, let's have a look. XAU USD. All right, so we did some analysis, and this, as you can see here, was from some teaching. KDOS said, what's up? Smile said indices and US 30 Nasdaq. Okay, we'll get back to it. We'll do XAUSD because Obama was first. So let's just do that real quick. All right, so obviously you guys can see in the last couple of days, you know what I mean? Price has been breaking all-time highs. Let me just get rid of this. Okay, we've been making all-time highs. Price is just flying. Let me get rid of these indicators real quick. Price is just flying towards the upside, right? We broke this strong level here. We're going towards the upside. So we're obviously in a bullish trend. I don't have to do too much analysis in that regard because we both know what it is. Price broke this level here. Oops. Price broke this level here. Let me zoom in a little bit for you guys. Yeah, price broke this level here. And it also proceeded to break this high. So we're absolutely in an uptrend. So what we can look at is some areas in which price may retrace so we can catch a piece of the pie or, take it back up or whatever the case is. All right. So we have our first candidate right here, gap number 1. This is the first gap. It's the gap right after the push. And, it's quite a large gap. So there might be some action within there as well. And then we also have this guy right here. Oops. Right here. And that is the gap that I'd personally be looking at today for gold. All right. So now I would go down to the 15 and I would start looking for areas in which price can give us that type of movement, that type of reaction. You can see here there are no other gaps. The next gaps are there's one right here. I can show you guys real small. It's like right here. Okay. You can see there's one right there. And then you have this one that's like that. So for me, until price touches these two areas, as a scalper, I'm not touching nothing because the way my strategy works is like when price returns to these levels, I go down to the 1 minute. I'll show you exactly what I mean. When price returns to these levels, right? So I'll wait for price to do its thing, up, down, right? Eventually it's going to come down in here. I'm looking for something like this where price will give me a lower high, a lower low, but then break that recent lower high. I look for the retracement, take it towards upside for a 1 to 2. All right, so until price gets into these areas, I'm not going to touch it. Now, before, I used to just put limit orders at each gap, right? And just put my stop below like a recent low. So let's say like right here. And I'd wait for or try and get like a 1 to 2. Okay, I would have one there. I'd have another one right here. And in this case, the low would be maybe like right there. And I'd aim for a 1 to 2 here as well. And what do you guys think kept happening? Price would just do this straight, like just straight through my stop loss. Why? Because there's no confirmation that this is the area in which price is determined to use as a trampoline, as an area of liquidity, point of interest, whatever you want to call it. There is no indication, no confirmation that that's what price wants to do. Jeffrey said, I trade exactly like you. That is wonderful, brother. It's helped me become very consistent, and I don't regret learning this at all. I'm very happy with the way that I trade. It makes it easy for me. I look for my setup. If it's not there, I don't touch nothing. All right. So I used to put limit orders and, buy stops, sell stops, whatever in these areas, and price would just go through. And I'm like, man, how come some zones, especially when I was trading supply and demand. So on supply and demand, I was trading 5 minutes. Okay. So I would look at an area like this and say, oh, wow, this is definitely some sort of a demand zone, because when price came from here, it shot through the roof. You know what I mean? So this is definitely a demand zone. Then I would look at something like this and say, okay, this is another one. When price returns here, it should go up. Then I would have another one like this. Okay, why? Because essentially demand zone, supply zone, there are areas where price will like push really aggressively from and break structure, and we're anticipating that price is going to return to that zone and go off. And what I would do is I would keep putting these positions there, and price would absolutely wreck me. Absolutely wreck me. You know what I mean? So I stopped doing that, and I just started to break things down and learn to wait for confirmation and, you know, develop a setup and things like that. So anyways, going back to what we're looking for. So when it comes to XAU USD, aka gold, and gold has made me not cry, but boy, gold has broken my heart enough times. When it comes to gold, this is what I'm personally looking at, these two zones. If price doesn't come anywhere near here, I'm not trading for the day. I don't care what it does. I don't care if it goes for another 4,000 pips. I do not care. Because the way my strategy works is I've got to wait for price to do what it does at the areas that I identify, and that's usually how it works out for me. Raizaki said, I'm waiting to short on gold confirmation. Okay, let's see if we can find some. Now, he might be scalping. So let me move these things out the way. Let me get rid of this. And let me move these two out the way real quick. Okay, so he might... Man, let me just get rid of this. He might be scalping. So obviously, because we're making like all-time highs, there's nothing on the left side for me to really reference, right? And say, okay, maybe when price comes back to this level, whatever, there's nothing. So because he's scalping, I'm assuming he's either looking at the 5-minute or the 1 minute. Let's see if there's even anything on the 15. On the 15, there's nothing so far. So it'd have to be the 5 or the 1 minute. So on the 5-minute here, I haven't really seen price break any structure except over here. Price kind of like, you know, came below here. So what we're expecting is this. Price has been going, price has been going up, right? Kind of consolidated a little bit here. Went up, right? Okay, cool. Gave us higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. And then after gave us a lower low, but then another higher high. So we need, before we can really start to even look to go down, at least on the 5-minute, we need price to break this level again convincingly so that we can catch the retracement to go towards the downside. That's what I would look at. Now let's go look at the 1 minute and see if on the 1 minute, maybe we can be a little bit ahead of the curve. Again, in this case here, I'm still not seeing enough structure to indicate for me that I should get in, right? Because we have this. We would need price to kind of give us a higher high and then a lower low for my strategy for me to be able to get in. Because you need to see that, you know, price action is switching a little bit and convincing enough. In this case here, you can say, okay, I can take one of these gaps over here. Let's take this, for example. Okay, you can say, well, I see this gap right here. I think price is respecting it. Let me hop in for a sell, right? Put my stops maybe just above, maybe here to be safe, okay? And aim for 1 to 2. But the thing is that even if it retraces, there's a good chance it's going to probably do this. It's going to come down a little bit, right? Probably come to somewhere around here, maybe like this, and then shoot back up. Because price technically is still bullish. You see what I'm saying? But not to say that Raizaki, I think it was Raizaki. Yeah, not to say that he's wrong, because everybody trades differently. I may look at this and say, yeah, no, this is not enough. Raizaki might say, bro, I see prices just wicking in these areas. And even when I draw this across, it kind of looks a little bit like a support or a resistance, or sorry, not support, a resistance area. So you know what? I'm just going to quickly scalp. I'm in like this. Maybe Raizaki's like, bro, I'm in like this. I bought right here. You know what I mean? I'm looking for a quick, 1 to 2 like that. You never know. I know I have friends that trade as aggressively as this. Okay, so to each his own. All right, let me take a look at some other stuff here. Jeffrey said, you learned ICT from ICT 2022. No, not really. Okay, so let me, everybody who knows me knows I've said this multiple times. I tried to learn ICT concepts. They just made things very challenging for me. I looked at a couple models, and what I found was that because of all the different concepts, like remember, there's power of 3, there's daily bias, there's all these different things, not to mention change of character, market structure shift, imbalance, inversion gap, fair value gap, buy side liquidity, sell side. Then they have what I think he calls a SIBI, which is like a sell side inefficiency balance, in something like, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot. So I essentially ended up with what's called analysis paralysis, where there was so much going on I couldn't You know what I mean? I couldn't really do nothing. There's something that has stuck out to me from the beginning when I started trading. That was fair value gaps. And once I came across that concept, I was like, this just, for some reason, it's just something that resonated with me. I've been using fair value gaps. And what I started to learn was this. When I started trading, there was two things that drew my eyes to the market. The first thing was this. I'm going to draw it out right here. Okay. This is what you call, when price is doing this in between, two like price points, we call this consolidation. I noticed that whenever price consolidates, it's going to jump up either up or it's going to jump up down. So that caught my attention. These two things. It was fair value gaps and consolidation. Then as I started trading around those areas, I started to notice that when price is reversing, it moves a certain way. For example, some people trade head and shoulders, right? Like this. And then when price breaks above this, what they call the neckline, right? They enter the trade or they wait for a pullback and go through. I started to notice that this particular like head and shoulders type situation was really consistent whenever price was about to reverse. And then I ended up fine tuning it because I started to realize, especially with indices, that there's a certain way it'll move. And if it doesn't form that pattern exactly, I don't take the trade because the other variations aren't as profitable. So long story short, I guess maybe you could say I learned from ICT, but I essentially kind of put my own system together. And it was based off of this consolidation, this reversal pattern, and fair value gaps. So that's how I came across it. Learning his stuff was difficult because of the long tangents he goes on, right? And no disrespect to ICT, I have nothing personal against him. It's just, he'd be talking about like, so guys right here, this is all, let's say right here, he'd be like, you see these equal highs right here? These are all liquidity. But some of you guys want to copy my stuff and you want to write a book? I'm going to see you in the reviews, buddy. I'm going to see you in the, I'm just like, bro, holy, right? Things just went left so quick. And then before you know it, those people who have been stealing his stuff, he goes on that for like 40 minutes. And so it was challenging for me. I just kind of came off. I tried other strategies. I tried to learn things like flags, pennants, wedges, trend lines. You know what I mean? I know we've all been there. Anybody who said they've never traded trend lines, you probably lying. We've all done this at some point. We're like, okay, as soon as it breaks this, I'm in. You know what I mean? And what happens? Price will come. Let me get rid of these things here. What happens? Price comes through this area, breaks down a little bit. You're like, yes. And what does it do? And then out of nowhere, continue. Why? Because we're in an uptrend. So price is most likely looking for some region around here, probably something like this where price kind of tapped into here before, and it's going to jump off of that and go. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of things that you don't understand in the beginning because you're new, and then essentially or eventually you start to learn that, okay, it's not the end all be all. Obama said, so you just wait for a rejection at a FVG, retest and break of the high. Not necessarily. I'm going to get to your response with Obama. K-Dot and Jeffrey are laughing. Bro, I'm not tripping, am I? Am I tripping? Does he not go on these tangents where he just goes nuts? Right? Like, he'll be talking calm. He'll be like, and sometimes he'll be real inspiration, like, guys, you got to do better and stuff like that. Because one day, no one's coming for you, blah, blah. Then he'll be like, and the rest of you other effers, who, and it's like, bro, where did that come from? Like, that was just so random, right? So, like, it was really hard to follow his train of thought sometimes. Even though he showed excellent trading prowess and like his concepts seemed incredibly useful, it was kind of hard to apply because, man, and to be quite honest, too, sometimes the chart examples, how long they go into the examples and how many terms and things you have to know just to execute one model, I'm like, bro, this is nuts. So for me, like I said, it didn't work out. But let me get back to he said, including fake statements, stop wasting time. He said, if you study ICT, looking at other people is probably a better option. They can filter out the useless information. Yeah, I agree. I think people have a better way of, because for me, like I said, all I needed was gaps. It's just the one thing here's the thing I've learned about gaps as well. When price is bullish, it respects a lot of bullish gaps. When it's bearish, it respects a lot of bearish gaps. If you're in an uptrend and all of a sudden price starts disrespecting bullish gaps, price is most likely reversing. These are things you start to know as you work with them, right? And this is something that can be taught in maybe 5 minutes. You see what I'm saying? But the man has a lot of enemies, I guess, right? So anyways, let me get back to what's called Bama. Bama, I don't want to lose you here. Bama asked, so you just wait for a rejection at a fair value gap, retest and break of the high? A rejection at the gap. Okay, yeah. So at a higher time frame gap, I do wait for not just a rejection. There's a pattern that forms And I guess to your point, you said retest and a break of the high. It's not more so a retest, because a retest, I would have to wait for the test to be confirmed. I'm aggressive, bro. I'm telling you right now, and those of you who've seen me trade live, you'll see this. When price comes here and the second it does, I mean like peeks his head. Sorry, guys, like this. Let me just zoom in real quick. Okay. I mean like the second price breaks this low right here and closes, I am in. I am in. I'm going to put one position here at the break. Okay, stop right there. Next position I have as a buy limit, pending order, whatever you want to call it. Okay, this first position I'm aiming for a 1 to 2. This should get me like a 1 to 2. Second position, I need at least a 1 to 4. Okay, exactly there. So this is what I do. That's my strategy. That's it. I wait for it to come there. I am in. I'm not waiting for no retest. I'm not waiting for no confirmation. I'm not waiting for anything else to show. This is enough for me. You see what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of times, just like yesterday. You guys saw the trade that I took yesterday on US 30 for the 1 to 4. That I had to get in with a 0.5% because price just left. It never came back to retrace or to retest that area. It just took off. So I always enter a position when it's kind of going, and then I wait for a retracement for the next one, and I usually get like a 1 to 3 as opposed to like a 1 to 2. You see what I'm saying? So hopefully that answers your question, Bama. If not, let me know. K-Dot said he loves doing that. Yeah. Again, guys, I have nothing against the man, right? I don't know the man enough. I'm a grown man. I'm not going to worry too much about what the next man is doing. If he's making money, he's happy with his life, I don't care. I'm just saying, as a student of the game, and I'm still a student, I'm not a guru or a teacher, but I just try to show you guys what I've learned because maybe it can help. There's a lot of information behind paywalls and a lot of like when you watch certain videos, because people want that watch time, right? Because of monetization, they always stretch their videos to 10 minutes. And so a concept like this, where somebody wants to teach you about gaps, they could easily say, okay, guys, here's how, you learn fair value gaps. A fair value gap is basically when you have a 3 candle pattern where one of the candles moves with such high volume and velocity that it leaves a gap between the previous candle, right, and the candle after that. This is basically a fair value gap. That's all. Right. So basically, after that, they should give you some examples of what these gaps do and how you see how price is like responding to this gap. This is a perfect example. Whenever price comes back into this gap, it usually gives a very strong reaction because price always wants to come back and fill these gaps in the market, because they're not supposed to be any gaps in the market, right? So little things like that, somebody can kind of explain to you in 5 minutes, give you some examples, and then maybe in the next video teach you how to trade it, or in the same video give you some examples. I think maybe 10 minutes is okay, but you'll see some videos. These things are like 20, 30, 40 minutes because they can milk it. You see what I'm saying? I'm a type of person, I learn with demonstration. The concepts are great. Once you tell me about this, start showing me in action. And a lot of the videos you'll watch, you'll see an example. You'll see like a lot of stuff about the concept. Then you'll see stuff like people doing this. I'll show you. Give me 1 second. Let me just I'll use a bearish one. Okay. You'll see something like this. Oops. All right. And then you'll see the wicks, right? So something like this. You guys just please forgive the elementary drawing, but you see this and they'll be like, and when there's a gap, so right now this right here is called the entry price or the opening price where price shot down, and then they go into the history of how like in 1977 a guy named Thomas Whittemer discovered that the gap was consisting of like frequencies that cause variation in price. Like, I don't need to know about all of that. Once you show me what a gap is, start teaching me how to trade it. That's what I'm here for. You see what I'm saying? I want to know. Give me some examples. Be like, all right, guys, I'll give you another example. Right here, go back. Hindsight is 2020. Do a little bit of chart replay. Ain't nothing wrong with that as long as you're not pretend to be a perfect guru. And give us one of these. Be like, all right, so I'm going to give you an example of some gaps here. You can see as price, came down to this level. Price even over here started giving us a bit of a reaction, but we want to wait for a confirmation and blah blah blah. But you want to give something, but start showing people either how you trade it, how to trade it, whatever the case is. You start talking about the gaps. You say, so you see that price starts reacting. Let's see what else happens. It breaks that a little bit, but then eventually we get to the last gap or whatever, right? And price starts to push up to the upside. And what you want to do is that once you have your liquidity and whatever, and you start explaining your concepts and just keep showing me. Show me another example. This is another trade I took, and I waited for this gap, and then know what the number one question is when it comes to gaps? People ask, which one do I trade? You know how many videos you watch and people don't tell you which one to trade? Which gap do I take? It's a very hard thing to discover. It took me years to figure out which gaps to take. And that's why I use higher time frame gaps, because that's where the understanding came from. There's so many ways you can try and figure out. You can say, okay, let me take a Fibonacci, okay? And let me just put one at the golden and maybe one at the 76.4, and let's see which one reacts. And they react at different times. I've had price come into a gap right here at the 23 and shoot up. You can't tell. So there's some things you have to learn in order for you to be able to use these gaps successfully and, use them to make money. All right. So these teachings and stuff like that, the reason why I'm over here is I'm just showing whatever you guys ask me, I'll just try and show you. I think it's just the best way to help people, because when I was learning to trade, I had to go through 1,000 videos to learn basic things. The things that changed my life was understanding market structure, trend, and point of interest, things like that with these gaps and stuff. Those are the things that really helped me out here. All right. So let me go back there. Jeffrey said, there's a nice setup about to form on US 30. Okay, I'm going to take a look. You have to find and build your own strategy. You need to know when it works and when it does. Exactly. You really have to do the research and put in the work. Another thing why people, like right now, guys, I'm going to tell you right now, if you're paying for signals, cut it out. You should be ashamed of yourself to buy signals. I don't care how busy you are for work. Let me tell you one of the secrets of life. There is no secret, okay? If you are too busy to trade, wait till you can trade. There's no shortcuts to these things. Buying signals to me is astronomically useless, because essentially you're putting your fate, your understanding, your money, your wealth, whatever, in the hands of another individual, which means if that person disappeared overnight, there goes your wealth and your money making. That's insane. Learn to do it yourself. Everything in life is like that. Learn to do it yourself so that you can make the money you need to make. Paying for signals is insane. It's absolutely insane. And to be honest, with a lot of these signal providers, you're no better off than flipping a coin. I watched the video with Marcus where a guy was reversing. What he would do is that, let's say I give you a signal to say, all right, guys, at this level, buy, right? And put your stops down here. You know what the guy was doing? At this level, he would sell. He'd make the take profit the stop loss, and he'd make the stop loss the take profit. And he was winning. He was beating the guy at his own signals just by reversing his trades, because that's how bad some of these signals are. Don't do signals, guys. I'm going to look at US 30 real quick. Let's see. Sammy Daniel said, greetings. What's good, Sammy? Welcome back. He was here yesterday, guys. Everybody say what's up. TP199 said, keep it simple. It's about probabilities. All you need is something better than 50. Yo, this is so facts, okay? Trading is probability. The reason why I don't kill myself when, I shouldn't say kill myself. The reason why I don't stress myself when price is not going my, it doesn't matter, because what we're looking at are, what are the chances, this is essentially what we're asking ourselves when we're getting into a trade. What are the chances that price is going to bounce off this area and continue upwards? That's all you're trying to figure out. If that chance, like he said, seems like it's above 50%, or there's other things of confluence, like for example, you can say, well, price bounced off this area and every time it touched, okay, cool, that's another confluence. What's the other confluence? The other confluence is that price is overall bullish. So we have trend in our confirmation. We have an area of interest in our confirmation. We have previous touches that tells us this is a strong area. We have, you know what I mean? We can even use a Fibonacci and say, since price pushed up from here, let's say, right? It's around the 76 mark. So, and beside the golden zone. So that should be a high area of probability where price can go up. You look at things like that and then you trade. That's it. Okay. Eventually it's going to be a little bit more nuanced than that. But essentially this is what trading is. It's all about probability. So that's why they say trend is your friend. Because if you're in the direction of the market, you're already like close to 50% of having the chance of going upwards. Right. So that's how it goes. You don't like trend lines? Do you give credence to ascending triangles, descending flags, etc.? And Sammy said, I'm good. Yeah, it's not that I don't like trend lines. I'm saying I used to trade them, but it's just not part of my strategy anymore. I have nothing against them. I say this all the time. The best traders I've ever seen on YouTube trade trend lines. I'm not lying to you. They trade flags, they trade pennants, wedges, and they are beasts. I mean, like these guys do crazy numbers, okay? Keep it simple, guys. If it works for you, it works for you. All right, let me go back to US 30 real quick because somebody asked me about it. Somebody said that it's forming a nice setup. I can't remember who it was. Jeffrey said US 30 is forming a nice setup. So let's go. I'm probably late to the party, Jeffrey. Let's see what's going on. Oh, okay. Wow. US 30. Let's see what's going on here. Where's all my drawings? I'm supposed to have some stuff here. Is it on 8 cap? Okay, cool. On 8 cap. Let's see what's going on. Now, this is going to be super confusing to you guys, so I'm going to move to another chart. You'll see why. I'll explain why later on, why I'm not, why I have those two areas here. But let's go and look at the 15 real quick without even looking too heavily into price action. We can see US 30 kind of came and tapped into this area. Again, if I was trading today, I'd be looking at the gaps in which price can bounce off of. We have this one here where price really gave us a bit of a run for our money before. So that's somewhere I'm going to pay attention to. And then after that, I don't really see any other gaps. So this would actually be my only gap for the day. You also do have this one here as well. That kind of form price also mitigated that as well, but they're kind of in the same region, so that's fine. So what I would wait for when price gets to that level is my pattern. Now, this is almost perfect. I will never trade this today, guys, because it's Tuesday. I will never touch it. I don't care how perfect this looks. But let me just show you guys what I was talking about. Price has gone down, up a little bit, down some more. So we have a lower low, right? We have a lower low. Then it made a higher high. Then it made another lower low. Okay? This is why I hate Tuesdays, because according to my strategy, once price technically made that higher high, we are golden. We should be getting a retracement in here and going up. You know what price did? It decided to make another lower low. Okay, and now it looks like it's gonna probably break here, and we can maybe take that retracement towards the upside. So this is what I found, is that on Tuesday in the market there are 2 days that indices move the most: Tuesdays and Thursdays. They move crazy. Like if it's going down all day, it'll just continue. It won't even stop. Same with Thursday. But on Tuesday, I have found there was way more manipulation than any other trading day. So I just don't touch Tuesday. All right. Here's another thing that you guys will notice. Whenever price is about to reverse, sometimes you'll notice this consolidation right before, every time. Every single time. You'll notice this consolidation before it does its famous down, and then up. All right. It's just one of those things you'll see a lot. And it's usually an indication that price is going to reverse. I don't know what it is. You see this everywhere all the time. Whenever price is about to look, here's another example. All right. Price didn't fully reverse, but look what happened here. Okay. Price consolidated just a little bit, nothing too crazy, but look at it. Okay, you have a little bit of like price moving within this range, breaks down, goes above. It happens a lot. Okay, it happens quite a bit. So even here, you can see before it reversed, we have a little bit of consolidation. Price shot up, broke this high, and then went towards the downside. Retracement. See, this is like art. I love trading because it's like art. You go for a 1 to 2. You're blessed. Okay, so these are the things that you start to just notice in the market, that just certain things keep showing up over and over and over. It's not easy. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like it's easy. It's very hard because trading is actually more about your emotions and your psychology than the strategy itself. So for example, if I see something like this, my strategy may tell me, well, price is giving you your pattern at this level, enter. And I might say, nah, bro, but look how much it's moved already. Nah, bro, I'm not sure. So you know what? I just feel like this one's not a good one. And you know what happens? This one ends up being like a 1 to 8. You can't go with your feelings. You have to go with your plan. Let's see here. Some sound good. Sammy said, what time frame do you get the FVG? 15 and 1 hour, to be honest. That's what I usually look at. 15-minute and 1 hour for fair value gaps. And then Mr. R said, I saw the 5K to 2 million flip video. LMAO. Bro, you see, man. I'm not going to talk about that, guys, because that's going to really derail our analysis and stuff today. But guys, man, some things are insane. I think in that video, they ended up leaving like 1.8 mil in the broker. No one leaves that amount of money just chilling there if it's real. Okay. There's a lot of things with those things. And the more you become experienced in trading, the more you start to smell the manure everywhere. Like people are really full of horseradish. Let me just put it that way. Sometimes the US 30 and gold basically does the same thing. IG. I guess. Okay. I don't know. I don't really see a correlation between the two. I find gold a little bit more difficult to trade. I don't trade gold at all, actually. But whenever I look at it, sometimes it responds. Sometimes it's kind of has it's also a pair that loves manipulation as well. So it can make you a lot of money, but it could also, make you cry. Jeffrey said reacted to the 4-hour FVG. Okay. Okay. Let's take a look. 4-hour FVG. I don't see a gap here. maybe this one, but I mean, price hasn't touched there yet. Maybe your chart looks different. And this is why, guys, look at my chart, my markets, my watch list. Look, you'll see how many NAS, 2 NAS, 3 US30s, 2 SPX, 3 go. Why? Because sometimes there's a gap on one chart and on the next chart, there's no gap. And it depends on the prop firm you're using. Sometimes they use specific brokers, right? So you have to kind of like know which one to use. So if you could kind of explain that a little bit further, if I'm missing it, like forgive me, let me know. But yeah, and then where are we at here? Raizaki said, which day is your highest win rate? Ooh, I'd have to pull out the books, guys. I'd have to pull out the books, but off the top of my head, I find Fridays to be my most profitable, I believe, just because Fridays, the market is usually choosing one direction and going there. So if I'm on the right side of the market, I'm usually good. I don't really get no reversals, no wickouts, nothing on Fridays. Fridays seem to be very good for me from memory. Mondays, not so much. Tuesdays, like I said, we don't trade. Wednesday, it's probably between Thursday or Friday. Probably between Thursday and Friday. I have, like I told you guys before, like 4 years worth of data, back testing data and forward testing. And I've been able to look at the most. In fact, let me see if I can pull it up. Let me see if I can give you guys a little sauce, bro. You guys want to see it? If you want to see it, put some fire emojis in the chat. I'll show you guys my some of the history and the data. And then which days are highest, and then things said, okay, on the 50-minute 1 hour, then trade on 1 minute. Exactly. That's correct, Sammy. K-Dot said, facts. There was this one ICT repackaged guru who made a course saying he had the Holy Grail and then made another course saying he can the Holy Grail as if he didn't reveal it in the last course. Bro, it's just all marketing, bro. These guys are just it's so slimy. It's really slimy. You guys, it's very easy look, I can really come on here, right, and show you guys my best trades, and you guys will think I am a beast. My trades, some of my trades are so sniper, it's insane. I mean, like price taps to the tick like this and shoots up. And if I show you those specific trades, you guys are going to be like, yo, this guy is him. And I have losing trades. There was a couple weeks ago where I was down. I took 3 trades, but 6 positions, and I lost. And I had to climb back up. I made it back up by God's grace. But people don't show you that. You look at some traders' channels and like they trade, they post like once a month or once every like 3 weeks. Why? Because they want to show you when they're winning. The other days you don't see them, they're red. It's just part of trading. That's just how it goes. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not really interested in those things. I'm just here to help. Sammy said, lots of strategies. Lots of strategies out there, enough to confuse someone. Absolutely, bro. Trading is very simple. It comes down to 3 things I tell you guys all the time. Market direction, point of interest, some sort of pattern. All right. Some people trade in engulfing. Some people trade head and shoulders. Some people trade what I'm trading. Some people trade, a break and retest. Whatever you're waiting for at your zone, that's essentially, you just got to figure out where the market is going or which direction it's likely to go. Find an area where it should respond to. Look for your entry signal. That's it. And Jeffrey said, I used the Owanda broker on TradingView. There's a FVG. Got you. Makes sense. All right. K-Dot and Raizaki said, yes, please. All right. I guess nobody else wants to see it. So maybe I should just block everyone else because nobody else puts fire emojis. Only those 2 put fire emojis. But yeah, I'm going to show you guys real quick. I'm going to have to just close my screen just because some of my files are going to show and I don't want to show everything. Or can I? Wait. I can type in, what was it called? Back test. Is it back test results? What is it? No, it was called trade. Let me see something. Trade. Because I want to see if I can pull it up here without turning off the trade setup gradebook. So guys, I have a trade setup. You guys want to see this one too? Man, y'all can't say I'm not real out here, but I show you guys everything. I'm going to show you guys everything. Watch this. I had a gradebook that I was using before, and I'm going to show you guys how this goes. 1 second. It opened on this side. Let me see if I can bring it over. What is going on here? Oh, I see, because this is on thing. So there we go. That's what's happening. All right, you guys see this? This is a trade grade like report card that I made. Okay, so I had one for SPX. I had one for, look, you can see my TFT when I got funded with them. I had phase 1 done. I had pattern plus FVG set up, how much that worked. So I have one for each pair, and I would grade them based on this. Look, 1 hour consolidation, daily candlestick, 1 hour, whatever. This was a different strategy, by the way. All right. So you guys can see these are some of the things I had to do. So what I would do, let me explain to you guys what this means. So bear with me here, right? I'm going to show you. So what I would do is that if I have price coming to, like I see price is starting to form, I would go through my checklist. Let me see if I can do it like this. Let's move this to the left and then move this to the right. All right. So this is what I would do. I would say, okay, since price is looking to like get to my entry, let's look at what's happening here. Is there a consolidation on the 1 hour? And I would say, okay, in this case, let's just be a little forceful here and say, okay, yeah, this looks like a consolidation. Okay, cool. So here I would put 30, because remember, these are out of, this factor or this check, what's the word I'm looking for? This, whatever. This thing here is 30% of the overall grade because you want to take an A plus setup, okay? So this makes up 30% of your confluence of your trade grade, whatever the case is, okay? Then the daily candlestick, what does that mean? It means that the daily candlestick should reflect, okay? Should reflect the direction we're supposed to go in. So in this case, I can put this back on. This usually shows me what the candlestick is doing. This is bearish. So in this case, I'll give you an example. So let's do this. This would be 30. Okay, or if I saw that the consolidation was there, but it wasn't that great, I would say, that consolidation looks a little iffy. Let me make this 20 instead of 30%, okay? Then I would have the daily candlestick is bearish. So the daily candlestick being bearish and not bullish is actually a 0, okay? So I would say 0 in this case. We would say, is there a 1 hour gap? There is a 1 hour gap here, but not at where I'm going into. So this would also be, this would also be a 0. Okay. And then I would say, is there a 5-minute consolidation as well near my place? And I can say, okay, well, there was one that formed right there. Okay, cool. And that formed pretty well. So let's make this 10%. And then essentially this is supposed to calculate automatically. I don't know why it's doing it, but let me, there you go. So this then tells you my total trade grade is 30%. Then this would become like a F or something like that. So it would tell me I shouldn't take the trade. Okay, so I had things like this to help me monitor, right? And then I would have other things like, what was the date? What was the time of the trade? What day was it? Was there news? And if there was news or not, did I take the trade? And if I took it, what was the result? Okay, I didn't actually take this trade here. I just copied it from the other templates. So I have this as a loss, but I didn't take any trade on this one. You can see it's empty. But these are the things that I had set up. You see what I'm saying? Somebody said, do you count wick as FVG most times, as ICT said? A wick as an FVG? No, I think I know what you're talking about, where he draws like if there's 2 wicks and a gap between the 2 wicks. If that's what you're talking about, I don't touch those things at all. Then Daniel said, bro, my head really hot over ICT lessons, thinking I need cold water on my brain for real. Yeah, it can be like pretty intense. All right, so let me show those of you guys who put fire stuff in the chat. Let me go ahead and get rid of this and show you guys the other one as well. By the way, guys, if you guys were not here at the beginning, we were doing brain teasers. We'll do a little bit more later on where you can see like, you know, these are supposed to be like, it's supposed to give you a message, a phrase. So for example, when you look at this, you can see crossroads. So that's the phrase crossroads, right? But we'll get to that in a sec. Let's do, let's get back to what we were looking for. Where is this thing that I was looking for? Okay, it was a trade. You know what, guys? Give me a sec, okay? I'm going to find it for you. Just give me one moment. Give me one moment, guys. I'm going to find this thing for you guys so that you guys can, you know, have to go to my iCloud. Where's that? Wait, where is this? That's weird. iCloud Drive. Okay, cool. All right, there you go. So I go to numbers and then I go to. Okay, I think it's this. Okay, there we go. I think I found it. All right, you guys ready? Y'all ready? All right, so look at this, guys. All right, let me just get rid of this real quick. Look at this, guys. Look at this. I have, look, strength, weaknesses. Look at this. I have the days. I have the strength of the days as in like Those days were strong for buy, sells, or not applicable. You can see here Tuesday I cut out. Okay, you can see, look at win-loss ratios. You see this? This is for SPX, and this was supply and demand. I had to go through all of this. Look at this performance. Look what it says here: consecutive wins, consecutive losses, best times to trade. So out of the trades I took, 3 of them were at 9 o'clock, 3 of them were at 10, 2 of them were at 12, 1 of them was 2 of them were at 1, and 2 of them were at 11. And I would look at the worst times, 8, 9, right? And then I would say, okay, so basically when I look at the best and the worst times, the ones that are consistent or the one that has the most, and I would look, so over here you can see best time is at 11, worst time is at 9 and 10. And remember I told you guys I don't trade at 11 because of how much a reverse is. This is all the stuff here. Look, all the notes: buy, sell, win-loss ratio. Look at this: Monday, Tuesday. Okay, total R gained, things like that. Okay, baby, see you later. Bye. Right? And look at this. So look at this as well: pips and handles for wins 2021. Trade opportunities by month. So I started to realize that some of the best months, at least in 2021, that had the most opportunities, according to my strategy I was trading at the time, was April and May. Okay, July was also pretty up there. And I looked at how many sell stop losses I made in when it comes to sells, how many losses I made when it came to buys. Right? I had total pips gained, how much percent gained per the month for 2021. Then I had for 2022, I had the average for handles, all these things. Look, then I have 2023, right? And I don't have any for 2024 because I don't need 2020. Well, I don't need this system like anymore. I have enough data. But you can see, look, average over the years. The best performing day was Thursday. Thursday had the most amount of pips and moves. Okay, on Thursdays. That's what I was telling you. Thursday is probably my best day. Then I had rules. Don't trade after 11. Don't trade before 10, right? I had to go through all of this. So when I tell you guys I know indices, look at all this data. Okay, look at this. This was another one. 1 to 8 entries. I wanted to see how well that would do. Look at the times I have. I have based on the entries. Okay, when I trade at 8, what's my win? 2 wins, 9 losses, and a total of, why does it say 9 trades? That doesn't make sense. It's supposed to be 11. Because 2 and 9 is 11. But anyways, you guys can see, right? Some of the stuff I did. Where's another one? Where's the other one? Look at this. Here's another one. Look, this is win-loss ratio for NAS, okay? So you can see here, look at this. So Monday was 80%. Tuesday was 67% when I was trading NAS. Wednesday, I didn't win any trades. Thursday was 60. Friday was 50 for a total of 51%. So if I had, let's say, deleted this completely, it brings my win rate to 64 instead of 51. So when I was doing things like this, anytime I would notice that I had bad days, I would get rid of the days. And what would happen? My win rate would go up. That's why I don't trade Tuesdays. This is all from so much, back testing and work. This was a what's called supply and demand strategy. The win rate was 64% after I took out Wednesday. So I don't trade Wednesdays with that, right? So I went through a lot of back testing. I went through a lot of results. I went through a lot of things to make sure that I understand these pairs. It's a lot of of data that I crunched up. You know what I mean? And eventually I was planning to make some sort of like a software that, look at this. Trading. Do not trade against the trend. Patience plus top-down analysis equals profit. Do not trade Tuesdays. You see that in red? Tuesdays has been haunting me my whole life, bro. And it's crazy because the actual day I was born on is Tuesday. So it's insane. But like, this is all the work and stuff that I had to go through. So when you guys see me trading this stuff and I tell you, yeah, this is what I'm looking at. People ask me sometimes in the comments, why are you buying here? You're in a downtrend. I'm like, yeah, for you. My data tells me at that level, I'm still Gucci. And I usually win, even in a downtrend, because I've been doing this for so long. You see what I'm saying? So I hope this helped you guys. You know what I mean? If it did, drop some fire emojis in the chat. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to be real with you guys, show you the struggles that I had to go through to, become a trader. Let's go. Mozart. Yo, Mozart, what's up, baby? What's good? Mozart said, hey, what up, what up? What up, Mozart? What's good? Raizaki said, indices FVG thesis is fire. Thank you very much. Damn, you are so detailed into your journaling. I appreciate you, Raizaki. Denville said, good journaling. I appreciate you guys. I had to. I'll show you guys another one. Oh, man. I don't know if I want to show this one. But okay, let me see. I'm going to have to close my thing again to find it, guys. It's on, it's okay. Let me show. I want you guys to understand, right? That I'm being real with you guys so that you guys one of two things I'm hoping will come out of this. Number one, if you feel like you're losing and you're struggling, it's not just you. Don't let all the 1 to 100 RR trades you see on YouTube and these account flips from $1 to $1 million, don't let those things discourage you. You don't need all that. You just literally need a 1 to 2 win to reward ratio with at least a 50 to 60% win rate, and you're good. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys something else. This is when I was doing TFT. This is how I passed my the Forex, the funded trader. Okay, so guys, bear with me. I'm gonna turn off my screen. Sammy put in fire emojis. He said most mentors say Mondays are bad days to trade too. Yeah, I heard somebody else. I think it was Doyle. Doyle said that he doesn't trade Wednesdays. You see what I'm saying? Everybody is different. But I'm gonna show you guys some stuff. Put some flames in the chat, guys. I'm being real here. I'm showing you guys all my results. I'm gonna show you my results from when I passed and got funded with the funded trader before they went down. Okay, so let me show you guys that as well. Give me 1 second. I just gotta block my screen real quick so I can go through my files and show you guys. Okay. But yeah, in the meantime, guys, you know, drop some fire emojis in the chat. I'm showing you guys I'm being 1000% transparent. I don't have to be. I don't have to show anything, but I'm showing you guys these things so that you guys can see, you know what I mean, like how these things work. So like that, it's not just you, that you guys can do it too. If you're joining the live or you're new, my screen is black because I'm about to show you guys something. I just can't show you, you know what I mean, what I'm looking at right now because of privacy reasons. But I'm about to pull up my my thing here. What was it? It was Google Docs. Okay. And it was Google Sheets. There you go. Let me see if I can find it. To-do list, customer contact. No. So let's change this to, it should have been on, was it here? I think so. I think I found it, guys. 1 second. All right, guys, look at this. Oh, man. Yo, you guys, listen. If you're not subscribed after I show you guys this, I don't know, man. You just don't like me, or you're just, I hate to say, you're kind of hating. I'm about to show you guys my results for phase 1 and phase 2. Okay? Phase 1 and phase 2. All right, that's what we're going to get to. You guys, y'all got to show your boy some love. Okay? This is as transparent as it gets. Now, this, okay, I stopped, what's it called? Somebody say EU hit TP, that's fire. And thank you guys for all the fire emojis in the chat. This, I stopped recording after a while, so you're going to see I was in a bit of a losing streak before I caught up, but again, full transparency. Y'all ready? Look at this. Y'all ready? Bro, fire emojis in the chat when you guys see this, bro. Salute to the work you put into the analysis and getting to the trade. I appreciate all you guys. That's love, man. Thank you. Look at this, guys. Look at my results. Who else is showing you their results, bro? And I can show you, if you think I'm lying, look, I have screenshots of my trades before I enter and before I lose. So look, this is phase 1. I was trading SPX at the time. Look at all, I have all my trades and my pairs arranged. So I traded SPX, tried one trade on CAD JPY, a couple on NAS, US 30, NAS, US 30, US 30, and NAS. Okay, look at this. I have the direction at the time I took the trade. Were we sideways? Okay, look at this. Were we up, down, or sideways? Then I have which session it was. They were obviously in New York. I don't trade nothing else. And then even though we were, let's say, up, was the market trending up, or were we just up in that short period? Okay, then I had factors like, was there news? Okay, was it market open? Because you guys know indices, market open can be like a news release, right? And then I would say, was this a supply? Look at all the stuff I had: supply zone, demand zone. I think I deleted some. I used to have like 15 different strategies, okay, but I got rid of them. Look at the grades, guys. Look at the grades. Was it a C grade? Was it an A plus setup? Was it a B setup? You see what I'm saying? I had everything documented. What day did I take the trade? Enter the trade. What day did I exit in case I had to hold? Look at this. How long was the trade? 4 minutes, 15, 2 hours, 3 hours, 2 minutes, 4 hours. Okay. Was I buying? Was I selling? And what was the result? What was the target RR? What was the actual RR? How much did I risk? How much did I actually profit? It's all there. And then on top of that, look at this. Let's give this example here. This trade I took, let's click on it real quick. This was the setup. This was what I was looking at before. Okay, this was the setup I was looking at before I entered the trade. So this one here, and then after, it should show you what the result was. Let's see what happened. Oh, that's messed up. That's two different charts. So let me go to a different example. Let's try this one. Okay, this one was, okay, good. So this was the entry at 3 zones. I remember this like it was yesterday. Man, you guys, trading journey is tough, but it's so rewarding. So I had 3 zones I was looking at. I had this one here, I had that one, and I had this one. And I remember, let me just get rid of this real quick. I know which one I ended up taking, but look, so that trade, I ended up making almost $1,000 on a 50K account. Let's see what ended up happening. Boom. Look at this. I took the trade at that zone. And I remember there was something that made me do it. We got here. I think I started to see how price was like responding to these levels. And I said, you know what? The way it's going, it shouldn't break past here. I'm going to put a pending order right here and put my stop loss below the low. Look at this trade. Beautiful. You guys, this is as transparent as it gets. I'm not faking this because you can see I took screenshots before and after. Okay, guys? Before and after, so that you guys can see, so that I could see how well I'm doing. I made 1,000. The next trade I made 1,500. The next trade was like break even, $4. Another like break even. I don't know why that says 1. That's break even. You see what I'm saying? And I have some of these are missing screenshots. Maybe I was bad at journaling. But look, let me show you guys something else. Look at this. So this trade I lost. Let's see what I put here in the notes. I put here that on this particular trade, price did not hit or touch an area of interest or a POI before setting up the pattern. So I took notes to say the reason why this trade didn't play out is because there was no point of interest that it interacted with. So when you guys see me say I usually wait for a point of interest, it's not a joke. I practice what I preach. You see what I'm saying? I'm showing you guys as transparent as it gets. This is all my results for phase 1. This is what happened in phase 2. I literally was like 3 for 4. I won most of my trades, only lost 1. And then when I got funded, I started off rough, but I recovered. And you know, that's a different story as to what happened to my payout. But long story short, this is as real as it gets, guys. Please put some fire emojis in the chat if you guys appreciate the transparency. I'm showing you guys exactly how I trade, how I used to journal. For those of you who are new, excuse me, I was showing them this, all my history from all back testing, forward test. Look, from years, okay? This is from, look at this, trading opportunities and results and stuff by 2021. This is by 2022. This is by 2023, okay? Guys, the Discord is in the description. Join the Discord if you haven't. We're a good community. Everybody there's amazing. Okay, I'm showing everybody in reality what trading looks like. Okay, it's not always easy. It's not always rosy. Look at phase 1, how bad phase 1 was, but I still passed. And I ended up going crushing it in phase 2 and then funded, started off rough. Okay, put some fire emojis in the chat, guys, if you guys appreciate the transparency. I'm showing you guys what my history was. I'm showing you guys the screenshots before. Look at this. This was the trade after, but this was the entry before. Okay, the entry before, the entry after. I have other ones. You guys want to see other ones so that you know? Let me show you some of my losses. Let's look at this. Let me show you some of my losses so you can see that this stuff is real. So on this trade here, I lost. Okay, it was on a Wednesday and it lasted 4 hours. So that's interesting. What was the trade setup before? This is what I was looking at. Okay, oops. This is what I was looking at. So you can see here we have a couple wins. Look at this. This is my entry. Remember I used to tell you guys I was just putting pending orders only? So that's what I was doing. Pending order here, not even waiting for confirmation. Let's see what happened after we got into that trade. What was the result? Price went up a little bit, almost a 1-to-1, ended up taking me out, going to this level, back to this level. This is, you guys, this is the reality of trading. Thank you guys for the fire emojis in the chat. I just want to show you guys I'm real and that trading is hard. And it's not all rosy. If there are people out there winning 100% of the time, shout out to them. I'm not one of them. But I want to show you guys that if I can do it, you can do it. Okay? I don't have a trading background or nobody in my family was in the bank. None of that. Just like you guys. I'm an average Joe. And, you know, by God's grace, I've learned to trade. I've been trading for almost 4 years now. Okay? So this is how it was for me. It was, you know, really tough. And I remember some days, especially when you lose, man, your soul hurts, your gut hurts. When you go through a losing streak like this, you're like, oh my God. Then one win kind of like gets you, you're like, okay, this is not bad. You know what I mean? Then you're break even. Then this is, you see right here, you notice from here to here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Something happened here where I was literally 5 for 6. I took 6 trades within this period and only lost 1. You know what happened here where you see these big consistent profits? I refined my strategy. And I don't mean like I added gaps or daily wicks. No, I refined my rules. I made sure my rules were more precise. For those of you who were not here earlier, look at this. I have a trade grade book or something like that. What's it called? Trading setup grade book. Look at this. Just so you guys know, again, I'm real. I have a trade grade setup. It tells me what my factors are before I take a trade. It has to have a 1 hour consolidation, a daily candlestick, a 1 hour fair value gap, a 5 minute consolidation. And when all these things align, I get 100%. If not, and the trade setup isn't great, you can see here 30%. This would be or like an F. I wouldn't take this trade. So trade taken here should say no. And this helped me stay accountable. I had another one that I was making for psychology where it's like, do I have a psychology report card? Look at this. Look at this. This is just for my psychology. Trade type buy. Did the trade meet all your requirements? Yes. Did you take the trade? Yes. Did you follow your plan through? Yes. If so, why not? What was the grade? A+. This was Wednesday, December 6th of 2023. Okay, so I had a report card just for my psychology to make sure that, because I started to realize that even though the rules were there, I had a hard time following them. So I made a report card to say, bro, your job, this is why I tell you guys, my job is to take the trade. I don't go based off how I feel. I go based on what the trading plan tells me and I execute. Because this psychology report card taught me that you have to follow your rules in order to get consistent results. And that's what I did. When I was doing all of this, guys, where I was winning most of them and losing a little bit, what changed for me was that I started taking trades not because I felt like it, but because my strategy said this is ripe, this is right, this is the right thing to do, and I started winning. Okay, so you guys can see in real time what my progress looks like. This is for one account. I've been funded with other firms, and I have right now I'm trading like 9 accounts at this time. You see what I'm saying? But this is as real as it gets for you guys to see that, look, I wasn't always like a winning trader. And prior to that, I remember I blew my FTMO challenge. Okay, I traded with the 5%ers. That didn't go so great because their leverage at the time was a 1 to 3. You see what I'm saying? So with a 1 to 3, you can't make any money. You hold positions for like 40 years and you barely make like $50, right? So it was insane. So anyways, guys, I hope this like kind of inspired you guys or just kind of helped you guys to see what it's like for real. And we're going to get back to trading here just so that you guys, those of you who came for the free analysis, can actually get something out of it. I apologize for the long tangent. But again, I just want to show you guys how real it gets. Okay. I have a trade calendar that shows me, you know, what my trade days look like. When I take a trade, win or loss, I document them. I showed this on another live where I was showing you guys that recently I went through a little bit of a rut and what that was like. Okay. In fact, I can, I'll show it another time because I don't want to derail it. But long story short, this is as real as it gets, guys. So if you're struggling, you're going through losses and stuff, understand it's normal. You will refine yourself, your strategy, and eventually it'll all play out. All right. So with that being said, let's get back into some analysis. What would you guys like to see me analyze? All right. Put it in the chat. What do you guys want to see me analyze? We did US 30 a little bit. Somebody say Euro USD hit TP. So I don't know what they were trading at the time. We did GJ yesterday. We haven't touched it today, but let me know what you guys want me to analyze. In the meantime, let me see if I can pull up a brain teaser for you guys. All right, let's do an easy one. Let's do this one. All right, what does this say? What do you guys think this means? While you guys are putting in the chat what you want us to analyze, what does this mean? Put your pairs in the chat, guys. What do you guys want us to analyze today? And while you're doing so, tell me what this means if you have no idea what you want to analyze. Maybe I should move this to the side here. Let me do this first. Oops. Let me go like this. Move this to the left and then bring this to the right. All right. While you guys are deciding or debating on which one to analyze, okay? And let's just go back to the 1 minute real quick. So you see what happened here, guys? Price kind of went up, down, didn't really break this, so you couldn't get in, and now price is kind of hovering around this area. Tuesday is just all manipulation. Standing on solid ground, that's an excellent guess. Excellent guess, K-Dot, but not quite. What do you guys think this one means? Not quite, but very good guess. And K-Dot said EU. All right, let's go take a look at EU while people are guessing. EU right here. Okay, I'm going to analyze EU. I'll give you guys like a couple more guesses real quick just so we can get back into analyzing the charts. What do you guys think this means? By the way, yesterday we were marking people. We were looking at people's trading. Mozart was in some trades. He had a crazy trade yesterday. K-Dot had a really good scalp as well. Mr. May was in there. It was fire, man. It was really fire. So if you guys have trades that you're in, we can look at those as well. But for now, I'm going to get rid of these just so we can analyze EU. Any other guesses before I take this off? No idea. All right, I'll just tell you guys. This is 6 feet underground. That's the phrase. All right, you see feet 6 times. You see ground above it. 6 feet underground. All right. So anyways, they're just kind of brain teasers. We used to do them as kids. It would help us like in the morning before we get into heavy learning. We would do things like this. It was a little fun, took our mind off of the stuff we had to learn. And I ended up falling in love with them. So brain teasers. By the way, guys, as we're about to analyze the charts, any birthdays? Any August borns this month? Any birthdays, guys? If your birthday's this month, let us know in the chat so we could wish you a happy birthday. Early, belated, it doesn't matter. On time, it don't matter. In the meantime, let's get back to this analysis. All right. I'm looking at, gosh, there's a lot going on here, but this is from explaining the last couple days. So let me get rid of all this. All right, wait. Come on. There we go. Let's get rid of all that. Let's get rid of these two. And you guys remember we said we were bullish. At this time, I think price was. Anyways, long story short, let's just start analyzing here. Too much yapping. Let's get into this. All right, so here we are. You can see there's a gray zone right here, and I marked it up because I looked at this and I said, okay, prehistorically, this is a very strong area of support. So once price gets into this area, I'm looking for something to somewhat react to. Okay, when we go to the daily, though, we can see in the daily we're clearly in an uptrend. Okay, price has just been making higher highs and higher lows. Okay, so that's not hard to see. We can see we're in an uptrend. Okay, so what we have to do, what we have to decide at this point is, are we going to continue up or we're going to wait to see what happens? We can see there's a little gap here on the daily. I'm not going to mark it out too much because it'll be confusing for the analysis. So let's go and head down to the 1 hour. But we have to decide if we're going to wait to see what happens in here or if we're going to try and catch a piece of the pie. Let's go down to the 1 hour. So at the 1 hour level, we can see clearly there's a massive gap right here. So this tells me if I want to get back into this trade and catch a bit of the move, this is my next best setup, because after that everything else is down here and a couple up here. So maybe we can say, all right, maybe one of these might be next, you know what I mean, to get in. But for now, this is what I'm looking at. So until we deal with this, I don't even care about this right now. Let me go down to the 15. So on the 15, I can see now, this is what I love about when I'm taking certain gaps. So you can see on the 1 hour this was the gap, but on the 15-minute it's very similar. Okay, if you just do this, this is a gap on the 15. So this tells me it's a bit of a strong zone. So what I used to do in the beginning, I would have something called a multi-time frame FVG. This tells me that on the lower time frames, the higher time frames, this area we've marked out is there's an FVG on like all the charts, basically. Okay, if I go down to 5 minute, let's see if there's any gaps in between there. Look, on the 5 minute, there's one there as well. So this is a multi-time frame FVG. So what I'm waiting for now is for price to, I'm gonna go down to 1 minute. And when price gets to here, again, I'm waiting for my setup. And that's it. Quick scalp. I might be able to hold it knowing when I know that price has to go to a certain area, I hold. Right? I'll close like maybe 80% at a 1 to 2 and then let the rest run. Okay, so that's essentially all I'm looking at. So for EU, that's where I stand right now. Now you can also see over here, price is doing something very interesting. For those of you guys who used to trade or still trade trend lines or what people consider retail or whatever, you can see over here that price is doing something very interesting. Okay, before it's doing all this, you can see right here, you have a bit of it's like consolidation, but it's kind of sideways. It also looks like head and shoulders. Okay, but look at this. You have this channel, and then it breaks the channel and it's starting to push down to break these lows. So this is something you can look at, identify and say, okay, maybe we're reversing. All right. So this is a 1 minute gap, which I would never tell you to just base your strategy on a 1 minute gap because I don't do it. But if it works for you, by all means. But you can possibly say, okay, I'm waiting for price to get in here. Maybe when it shows me what I want, I could take that, go for a 1 to 2. Okay, so there's a couple things you could do. For me, I'm overall bullish, so I'll just wait. You guys, patience pays, okay? Patience absolutely pays. No idea. Vert said, yo, what's good, Vert? Welcome back, baby. Welcome back to the chat. Welcome back to the live. Welcome back to the family. Good to have you here. We're analyzing EU. We did a lot of stuff. You missed quite a lot, bro. So you might want to kind of just go back, watch this live. I would say, I don't know how long we've been going live now. We've been going live for, I don't know, some time. But long story short, probably around the 1 hour phase, I would say, go in there and start looking. I shared all my results from when I passed the challenge, all 4 years worth of data and history, trades, setups, all that stuff. So it was a lot that we showed. So I think you'd find it interesting. But welcome to the chat, brother. He said, thanks. Yeah, no problem, bro. Well, thank you for being here. All right, guys. So that for EU, this is what I'm thinking right now. I'm bullish. Okay, I'm waiting for price to come into this area and do what it does, right? That's not the pattern, but you get the point. That's what I'm waiting for EU. So until EU kind of comes back in here, I'm sitting on my hands. I literally had to learn the hard way. Patience pays. When you get into these other areas where you're not entirely sure, you're just giving yourself the opportunity to be manipulated. So just wait it out. All right. What else you guys want to analyze? What else do you guys want to analyze? We just did EU. Anybody have a different, like a contrasting opinion? Like anybody saying actually they want to sell, or they're thinking of doing something else, or they would trade it differently? I would love to know. I would love to know. Let's discuss. It's the way that we can help each other. All right. All right. If I see a setup before 11 o'clock that looks decent, just to entertain you guys, I might take it on one of my accounts, even if it's on a Forex pair. So if you guys find a really good Forex pair and you think a nice setup is happening, let me know. We might take it. Let's make this a little interesting. Let's make this a little more engaging. And again, if your birthday is this month, let us know in the chat as well so we can wish you a happy birthday. We are a family. We are a community. We are a team. I sound like one of those corporate places, right? We're a family. We're a team. And they're all like, over here, just know that you matter. You matter, right? And then as soon as you start the job, they treat you like absolute garbage. And you're like, oh, what happened to the speech? You know what I mean? So crazy. K-Dot said I just shorted at 1.11017. So is that on EU? Help me understand if it's on EU. I mean, it should be. It sounds like EU 1.110. So okay, so let me do this real quick. Let me throw a horizontal in here, and then let me put it in here. So he said 11017, 11017, and then for text we're gonna say this is K-Dot's entry, right? For shorts. All right, and let's make it red K-Dot. All right, cool. All right, so K-Dot shorted right there. Oh, nice, K-Dot. I mean, I hope it goes down and in your favor and continues down just for your sake. But I don't know where you put your stop loss. I'll just assume it's somewhere here. You can tell us if you want. Maybe you're aiming for lows right here, right? A couple equal lows kind of in this area. Maybe you're waiting for price to really go down. I don't know what you're looking for, whether you're aiming for 1 to 2, 1 to 3, whatever the case is. But I'm going to keep that here. Okay. That's nice. Oh, here's another thing you guys can do. So I was looking to see if my pattern kind of formed here. And here's what I would do sometimes if I can't tell. I hit either it's Alt on Windows, Alt and I, or Option I on Mac. And you hit that and it flips the chart. Okay, so now that the chart is flipped, guess what I can do? Okay, I can take a look and say, okay, well, price kind of came low, kind of went up, didn't really give me my pattern, so I can't really take this as to get in. But sometimes you can see stuff like this, like for example, something like this where price came down, okay, went up. Maybe you can say when it broke up here, you can get in here or something like that. Things like that, okay? I flip the chart sometimes to give me a better idea. Because in the beginning, guys, when I was trading, I learned how to buy only. I couldn't sell. So I would have to flip the chart to look at it like I was buying. And it helped me out. All right? Ryuzaki put the smiley face, the laughing face. Keda says stop loss was at 11033 and TP. Okay, cool. So let's put that in as well. Let's do that. Let's make the line red first off. Oops, style. So that we know that's stop loss. And then let's make it like a dotted line. Maybe a little. Maybe like that, okay? And then we are going to put, we'll say K dots SL, okay? And then the coordinates, he said, are 11033, okay? So that's a stop loss. Oh, wow. That's a crazy scalp. That is a crazy scalp. If this goes his way, he's going to eat. K-Dot is going to eat. All right. So, and then his TP is at 110951. All right. Let's just move this here somewhere. 110951. Okay. So we just got to change this. 51. All right. Cool. We're going to change this to K-Dot's TP. All right, and then we're gonna make the we're gonna make it green. All right, because we're trying to get that money, and The text itself, I'll make it green as well, just to color coordinate. And yeah. Okay, so a little busy. Let me just get rid of this gap. And let me move this out the way. But this is what K-Dot's looking at. Now, it looks like K-Dot might have gotten maybe around here, or maybe he's waiting to see what happens, okay? So this is a beautiful trade. Essentially, K-Dot is aiming for a 1 to 4.5. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Let me just move this up a little bit. Yeah, K-Dot's basically, yeah, 1 to 4, okay? So that's a beautiful setup if it plays out. And I pray that for K-Dot's sake, it enters. So you know what? Let me put a, let me do this on. Give me 1 second. Trade. Let's, oh shoot, that's a lot. Let me see what the stop loss would be. $200, that's nothing. Okay, we're going to do this. For K-Dot's sake, we're going to enter the trade with him. All right, guys? There we go. We're in. Let's wish, clap it up for K-Dot for being brave enough to put in his entry and his stop loss and everything. I don't know if he's already in or he's about to enter, but let's cheer him on, bro. Let's root for K-Dot that this works out. So far, K-Dot, nice reaction to your zone. Okay, there's a little bit of a gap here. This is amazing. This is amazing. See, this is why I love this community. It's not all about me, all right? There's a gap right there, but I'm going to get rid of it just so we can have a cleaner chart. And then at this level, I'm going to change the size of the text. It's too big. Let's make it like 12. There we go. Oh, price is starting to go bullish. No. Oh, turn around. Guys, let's pray for K-Dot. Let's pray for K-Dot that this is going to end up working out. All right, K-Dot said it's demo, so it's not that deep if it does. Okay, cool. It already hit, wow, it was entered 27 candles ago. Got you. He finally woke up. Hey, he finally woke up for work, tuned in late today. You're good, bro. I appreciate you're here like every day, Bob. I appreciate you, man. Welcome back to the chat. Bob, I wish you were here earlier. I showed all my results from like when I was, before I got funded and all that. And I showed all my like 4 years of data, history, all that stuff. So maybe you'll watch this after and check it out. But very good to have you here. Welcome back, brother. So K-Dot said it's a demo trade, not that deep. When he asked for the analysis, I think it was him or someone else. I was bullish. I was waiting for price to come down here only because we're in an uptrend, right? But I think K-Dot wanted to do a little bit of an aggressive entry. He said 27 candles ago he was entered. So I'm sure he was somewhere around here. He was entered in, okay? So maybe he wanted to go down there. Maybe he wanted to wait a little longer. Maybe he was holding. I don't know. Maybe he's already out. We'll see. But either way, we tried it out. If he got out here, that's a 1 to 4. Beautiful. If not, doesn't hurt. He took his trade. Who else? What else are you guys in? Don't let K-Dot just carry the chat when it comes to trading. What are you guys in? Let's see what else you guys are doing. Bob said, yeah, well, all right, Bob. Awesome. BL is in the chat. What's good, BL? Welcome back, baby. Sammy said he's long on gold. Let's take a look at that, Sammy. That's wonderful. Let's go to gold and see what you're looking at, okay? You're long on gold. You want to give us your coordinates? You don't have to. It's personal. It's up to you. But if you like, we can take a look at gold and see what's going on. Again, for me personally, I think we already analyzed. Did we not analyze gold today already? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, okay. We were already looking at, or was this from yesterday? That's weird. Let me go to the 1 minute. What in the world is going on here? Oh, this is yesterday. No. This was today. We did this today to do the channel and all that stuff. Okay, cool. Let me get rid of some of these things here. Okay, so gold. We had this level here where, what did I even draw this up for? Okay, we're just gonna call this a support and resistance because it doesn't look like a gap to me. Okay, support and resistance. We had a channel kind of going up. Price broke down. You remember what I was telling you guys about trend lines? Sometimes it'll break down all to bounce off of somewhere like here and continue upwards. Let's see if that actually is the case. All right. But what's his name? Who was it that said they're on gold? Sammy. Sammy's long on gold. Okay. Bob said I'm swing trading now. Could you look at GBP CHF? Absolutely. That sounds like an interesting pair. I'm gonna check it out right now. Kidda said I was too scared to hold the trade to the FVG. LOL. It happens, bro. It happens. At least you pulled the trigger and did your part, man. Mozart said I'm in AUD USD and AUD CAD on the daily time frame. Like I'm testing the water. I lost GJ by 1 pip and then it reversed and hit my TP. Oh wow. Those are the worst, bro. Those are the absolute worst. All right. There is so much to unpack here. Let's go and start with the first one, which was, I believe, somebody asked if I could do GBP CHF. Let's take a look. GBP. Okay. Let's take a look. All right. So he said I'm swing trading now. Could you look at it? All right. So you're swing trading. So obviously you took these positions from a higher time frame. All right. Are you in a buy or in a sell? Okay. While you're answering that, let's just take a look at what's going on here. You can clearly see just right off the bat a little bit of market structure right here. All right. Just a little bit. This helps us to understand that this is a region where price is going to do some things. As you can see, price came in here and is already reacting. So that's cool. Let me go up just a little bit more to get an idea of where we are. Okay. So we are in a bearish trend. Okay, bearish trend. And what price has decided to do is, after going, down, consolidated a little bit, whatever, then going down some more, up some more, going down, it's come up, consolidated again, right? Only to break towards the downside a little bit and then go up. So now what we have here is price has gone up, down, up, down, up, down, up a little bit, down, teeny bit. All right. And now essentially we're here. So this is where we're at. This is a perfect example. Okay. Now, based off of this, price was going down. It gave us a retracement. All of this, okay, all of this, because of how steep this was, this whole move could be considered a retracement. This entire move. Now, this is on a daily. Okay, so we don't need it to be that deep. But this entire move can be considered a retracement because even though it's forming structure, it's not really like valid structure where you can really make some moves on per se. But you can keep that in mind that we're overall bearish. Now, over here, we had price giving us a little bit of like lower highs, giving us lower lows again. Went up and gave us some higher highs. Why? Because it broke this. Price broke this, okay? But price, it looked like it kind of wicked a little bit. Came back down, gave us a higher low, a lower low, came back, gave us another lower high, and now a lower low. This is what you call bearish structure. Now, we should be anticipating this then. At some point, something around anywhere within this region should be pushing price downwards. Okay? So at this point, this is what I'm looking at. I can see there's a couple gaps on the daily. Okay? I don't use daily candles, gaps. But just so that we can visualize what's going on, let's take a look at some things here. We have that. We also have this one right here. Okay. And right now it looks like we're reacting into this zone. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go down to the 1 hour. And now at the 1 hour, I can see that we're not only at the area of support that has now turned into a resistance, but we're also within this bearish gap. So what I need to look at now is, let me just make this lighter so you guys can see. I don't want it to be too confusing here. Boom. Okay. So now I can look at this and say, okay, what's happening here? So let's look at the structure here as well. Price went up. Okay. Sideways a little bit. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay. You get the point, right? I'm not going to call it out every time. All right. So here we are. And this is what we're looking at. We're right here. So this tells me that price was going up. Okay. Started to give us a lower high and a lower low, gave us another higher high, then another lower low, and now we have a bunch of lower highs and some lower lows, but price hasn't cleared this level. Okay, in a sense, like this area here needs to be cleared, or else for those of you who do retail, we kind of have a little bit of this going on. Okay, so it could be one of those where it's forming a wedge or a triangle, whatever you want to call it, and it's going to do something like that. Okay, so we might still be bullish. So what you want to do is wait for the confirmation of bearish structure. Now, because he said he's swing trading, okay, so we're just looking at this. But if I were a scalper, I'm down to the 15. And I'm looking at places where price can give me a little bit of trouble. You can see right here, clear as day, that we had this beautiful gap that price respected like to the T, okay? And then after that, the next gap was right here. This little tiny gap right here. Okay, now prices come and guess what? It formed today. I guess, yeah, today is Tuesday. Perfect. So over here, this is the gap we had. So during New York session, this is where I would have been looking at, just because on the short side of things, we are bearish, even though overall we're bullish. Now, here's another thing I would have to look at. If we are bullish, what gap am I looking at? We have this massive. This right here would concern me. This would make me think twice about entering almost anything, just because look at this. Not only is the gap massive, but we have not even come to the middle of it, which means this could be a strong zone. And so far, every time it's touched it, it's really done some damage. So I would be very careful in this area, because if this is indices, if price is going up, it's at this zone. It's not going down. It might give me a little retracement. I might be able to catch a 1 to 1 to a 1.5. But there's a good chance it's going to take me out and go the other way. So let's take a look at this. Let's start from when we were at, I would have been on the charts at 7, but let's just start at 8 to make this work out. And boy, a lot of stuff in the chat. He's in a sell, 2522. Entry was 1, oil dump. Okay, I'm going to look at these guys real quick, okay? I just want to deal with GBP, CHF super quickly so we can get into it, all right? So at this time, I'm at the charts. Again, like I already showed you guys on the 15 and whatnot, these are the things that I'm looking for. I don't trade, you know, until 8:30 to 11. So let's see what happens at 8:30. Okay, so here is price, and it's Tuesday, so I shouldn't be trading at all today. But here is price at 8:30. What do we get? We get price moving into this zone and going up. Okay, so it's on a 15-minute. Let's see what's happened so far. So on the 15, we can see price has moved up here. So at this time, keep in mind that this gap was here, but price violated it. So I'm looking at here because it didn't give me my signal to enter the trade. You know, that famous signal I look for. It hasn't formed yet. It could still form, but now I'm looking at this. Man, I'm looking at this gap up here. This is the one I'm waiting on, or to see what happens here. All right, so let's see what happens. So price is going up. Okay, it's going up, and then it starts to like go down. Okay, now it's past 9 o'clock. I'm gonna look at the 15 again to see if there are any other gaps. Okay, now beautiful. I can see that this is happening. So I need this to close and form another gap because this might be the next entry. So let's see what happens. So that was 9:15. So that was probably the close of that gap. So we needed to close at 9:30. Perfect. 9:30. Let's see what happens. All right, perfect. So at 9:30, price is retracing to this gap. Again, this is if I'm going down. If not, I'm waiting for price to give me my action down here. So let's see what happens here. All right. So price now is within this zone. I need it to give me my pattern. If it doesn't give me my pattern, I'm not in. Now, this is the most tricky part about trading. Okay. Now, keep in mind, guys, I already know what's going to happen. So it doesn't matter how I enter this. It doesn't count as me knowing, like, executing properly because I already saw that we're going down. Okay, but technically, this is what I always used to ask myself. I said this to you guys multiple times. I'm waiting for price to get into this level, give me a higher low, a higher high, then a break of that recent higher low, and then the retracement I'm taking towards the downside. In this case here, price was going up, down, up, kind of came down, and went up a little more. Is this enough to get in, or is it too aggressive? Right? That's what I have to ask myself. For me personally, it's best to wait for something cleaner. But there are some days where I'm like, nah, bro, I'm in. So what I would have done is, let me go back just a little bit. Actually, no, that's fine. As soon as price broke this level right here, I'm in. Okay? I have one position here. Stops right there. I'm waiting for price to give me a 1 to 2. And then I'm going to put in another position where if price comes up around here, I want like a 1 to 4. So like right there. So let's see if we can get into this in real time. Let's see what happens. Okay, cool. Here we are. Perfect. So I'm going to put in 2 positions just because, yeah, just because that's where we would have been. All right, so 2 positions right here, stop loss, TP. Now, you can see why it's not good to be aggressive, right? And again, if this was indices, I would know what to do. But look at this. Price went down a little bit. Didn't even give us like a 1 to 1. Did it give us a 1 to 1? Not even. And now it's shooting up. So there's a super high chance we're going to get wrecked. But watch. Let's see what happens. After this, we're either going to re-enter or we're going to get taken out and see what happens. Okay, good. Oh, would you look at that? And now price is going back up. So this is why I said I would have been very careful to enter, because this zone is right here. And I just told you guys before that usually price will come down a little bit and then take you out. And it's exactly what happened. But nonetheless, you could have, some of you like to close your trades early. You could have still made something. And mind you, you have one trade at this point. That is now, this is a 1 to 2. But this one here is supposed to go from 1 to 4. At this point in the trade, you're like at a 1 to 3. If you start seeing price reversing, you can at least make a 1 to 2 on that one and maybe move this one stop to break even, which is what I've done in real time to show you guys, okay? So that would have been interesting. Let's see if anything else happens before I move on to everybody else's request. All right, so now price. So this is interesting. This is the real move, in my opinion. This is good enough, again, because of this level and it's Tuesday, I'm not entering the trade. But if this was a normal day, this is what I'm looking at. Let me get rid of this real quick. I'm looking at price came, gave us a lower low, then a higher high, and now it's broken that lower low. This is what I'm looking for. I'm going to enter here, stops for a 1 to 2. So we're going to check this out real quick to see if it'll work out. Remember, guys, I don't know if my strategy works on Forex. Okay, I don't trade Forex at all. I'm an index trader, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so I'm going to see, oops, got to do that. I'm going to see what's going to happen if we enter. Now, again, should you be entering where there's a very strong zone? No. Like, this is almost suicide. But I just want to demonstrate how these things can play out, and hopefully it plays out for us to see. Okay. I'm trying to, yeah, okay, there you go. We have one entry there. And then let's say we'll do another one just to get us our 1 to 4. Oops. All right, guys. After this, guys, I promise I'm out. All right. I'm going to go to the other pairs and show you guys what's happening there as well. Let's move our TP to here. All right. So here we are. Price is going up, down, up, down. And look, it is, oh, that sucks. So we're not even done forming yet. So it looks like we've come back to the real world. And this is still playing out. So we'll see what happens with this. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to enter 2 positions. And then we will see what happens, guys. Okay, this is just for educational purposes. Guys, this is not a signal. Please don't enter this trade. I beg of you. I beg of you, do not enter this trade, okay? This is a low probability trade. There's a lot of factors as to why this can go left or right. Just don't enter. We'll use this for education. Let's go back and check everyone else. All right. Mozart said, I'm in AUD USD and AUD CAD. Which one do you want us to? Okay, we'll do the first one. Let's do AUD USD. Let me go back here and AUD USD. Let's see what's going on here. So AUD USD. Wow, look at this. Look at the daily candle, guys. Sheesh. Just been going crazy. This is like an index pair type movement. So it's been a very bullish day. Okay. Looking at price action, we can see that we were trending downwards, right? Price came up, went down a little bit, and here we are. Okay, so overall, we've been going down. All right, so I would be bearish for the most part. If I look at it on a weekly chart, we're kind of in that same boat of price just being in a downtrend. So let's go back down and look at the 1 hour. Now, before I do so, it's always important to mark up important zones as well. You can see from this area, okay, that whenever price somehow gets into this zone, you can see the way price responds. Oops. You can see the way price responds. So this tells me this zone is a very strong zone for retracements, or if it breaks above, a retest, okay? So here we are. I am overall bearish because the market is giving us lower lows. Well, it kind of broke this, but whatever. It's another, let's call it higher high. Who cares? We have a higher low, lower high, lower low, right? Higher high, you get it. And then eventually more lows, lower highs, another higher low, another higher low, sorry, a higher low and a lower high. And now we have essentially another kind of a lower, higher low. Broke this a little bit, and we're trying to wait to see if price is going to give us a higher high or if it's just going to retrace and give us a lower low. Okay, so because we know this, we know that we're somewhat still bearish. Okay, we are somewhat still bearish. This is what price is looking at. Okay, now for those of you again who do retail, you can see something like this. And usually when you see patterns where prices was going down and then it kind of leans towards the upside, it means it's going to kind of break up a little bit or channel in here and then continue to go down. Okay, so I'm somewhat bearish. Now this is the weekly. Overall, we are bearish. When we go to the daily, we can see that within this channel, right, we've been going down, up, down, and now we're getting up to here. Okay, so still a bit of a bearish trend. Now when we get to the 1 hour, look at the 1 hour though, totally different story. The 1 hour is like, I don't give a damn what's happened in the past. Right now, we are pushing. So in the 1 hour, what are we? We are bullish. Now, if you're a day trader or a swing trader, you're going to approach this differently. I'm a scalper, so I always approach this as a scalper. So for me, within the last, couple days, weeks, whatever, we are going up. So even though I'm weary of this area up here, I have nothing to worry about because right now price is forming bullish structure. It just broke the recent high and now we're above that. So what I'm looking for now is another piece of the pie that I can get into to take this towards the upside. So I don't see anything on the 1 hour, which is not usually a good sign. Let's go down to the 15 minute. On the 15 minute, I have two gaps. I have one right here. And I have, oh, I thought that was a gap up there. That's not really a gap. So I have one right here, and then you have these ones down here, okay? I would only look towards this one or this one, which I'll just choose this one for now, just because of the reaction from before. I'd only look to this gap if this gap doesn't hold, okay? What time did we get in here? Around 8:45. So let's see if we could have found an entry at this point, okay? Let me go back a bit before. All right, so right now it's 8:15. And we are waiting for price to get to this gap. And again, we're always waiting for our golden pattern. All right. So when price gets to that level, that's all we're waiting for. So let's see what happens. So price, it's 8:30, 8:35. Boom. Excellent. Price gets into this zone. Gives us, this is interesting. Now keep in mind, we have on the shorter time frames, we have broken some structure towards the downside. But is this fully a bearish trend yet? No, we would really need it to break like another low before we even consider. But let's see what happens here. So price comes up there and breaks above. Now, this is not my type of setup, and I'll tell you why. My setup, I need price when it comes down to give me a strong push up, down, a stronger push above that. I would take the retracement towards the upside. In this case here, this is very sketchy, okay? I wouldn't do this, but we have price come down. We have this candle that pushed up, and then this that went down. So if I'm aggressive, I get in something like this, but I don't want to take something like this because it doesn't form the way I like. Or as clear as I would like it to be. So this is a guess. This is a guessing trade, okay? So let's see if it can give us something else. If not, we can assume that, let's say we would have entered at the break of here and stops there and see if we can get a 1 to 2. That's basically all that we can hope for at this time. If price does somehow retrace, what I would do is I would, again, get in for a second entry around here, let's say, and then see if I can get in. So let's see what happens. All right, guys. So price breaks up. All right, let me just put in an entry, okay? And then if it comes back down, we are good. Okay, I would never advise you guys to take this because there's not enough confirmation except just the way that price pushed from that area. So I wouldn't tell you to take that trade. Oh, okay, nice. We have another one there. I want to see if it's going to go down to the lower part. Okay. All right, and it hits TP, okay? This, I would call it luck. I would not call it a proper setup. But again, this is what I would be looking for if I was scalping, okay? I would wait for price to get into my zone, show me a little something I'm looking for. I'd enter 1 to 2, 2 positions, and I would end up with a 1 to 3 because they're half positions, all right? So that's AUD USD. I'm still overall, let me get rid of this. I'm still overall bullish until we get to that top zone, all right? So for right now, we are bullish. Is there anything else we can get into before we go? Not really. There is a gap here, a gap there, but I would be done at 11 anyway, so it doesn't make no sense to me. Let's see what happened up here. People put in their stuff. Somebody said oil dump, sell. Oh God, people, guys, I apologize for missing your chats. I'm usually more attentive than that. I was just trying to get to people's questions that I missed. So people said they had a TP smash ready. Caramel Live say, yo, good day, foreign in the chat. You guys say what up to Caramel, the Discord that you guys are joining, which I didn't even put the, oh gosh, this is so bad. I should put the Discord in the chat. I usually pin it at every video, every chat. Who's calling me? Nah. I usually pin it in the chat. The Discord was made by Caramel Life, guys. So please give him a clap emoji, a fire, something just to show your appreciation because he made the Discord for free. Didn't charge me a single dime. So shout out to Caramel Life. Samuel Down said TP smashed. I think the most valuable strategy I got out of ICTs that have been working for me is the inversion paragraph and the breaker block. Got you. Nice. I would have entered from the IFAG there. Perfect. Mozart said entry. Whatever. I'm on the daily AUD USD. Oh, okay. And then GBP USD has some entries as well. K-Dot said, what's up? Thank you, K-Dot, for responding. Okay, so boy, I missed quite a bit, guys. I apologize. But thank you guys for being active. So let's take a look at, let's see what Mozart is doing right now. So Mozart said on AUD USD, he's trading from the daily chart. Okay, and he said his entry. So let me just pull up one of these real quick. Let's draw horizontal. He said his entry is at, let's go to coordinates. He said 067261. 067261, I think he said. Okay, so we're going to put this. We're going to say now Mozart's. Entry. Okay. We're going to make that blue just to kind of color coordinate. And yeah, we'll leave it like that for now. All right, so this is Mozart's entry. Let me take these things off real quick. So Mozart is entering here. And then he said GBP USD. Oh, man, you're in all sorts of positions. So you're in AUD USD, GBP USD, and AUD CAD. My goodness. Brother, you are just killing the charts this morning. Let's choose one. Can you give me the setup for this one, like where your stop loss is, where your take profit is, so we can analyze that better? For the rest of you guys, don't be afraid to put in what you want to analyze. I think somebody said oil. We'll take a look at oil in a sec as well. But don't be afraid to put in the chat what you want to analyze. All right, guys. Let's analyze some charts to see if we can still make some money. It's still early in the day. Volume has died down quite a bit, but it's still possible, especially if you're trading like bigger time frames. When I was trading 15-minute, half hour, 5-minute, it didn't really matter what session it was. As long as the setup shows up, you have to pull the trigger, because if not, you're waiting like another week. So, all right. Mozart said TP for AUUSD is okay. Cool. Thank you, Mozart. Let's do this here. Let's call it Mozart's TP. And then he said the coordinates. Let's make this green. He said the coordinates are 068761. 068761, I think is what he said. 068761. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so. Oh, wow. Wow. You're going to be holding this for a hot minute, my brother. I'm curious to see where your TP is at, because depending on where you're planning to, take profit at, you can really get, if it goes your way for a minute, you are going to get a great risk reward. That's awesome. Who else, guys? So this is what he's looking at. Now, remember, guys, we analyzed, and I said for me, I'm overall bearish. The only thing that would change my mind about being bullish is not even if price breaks this, because remember, we still have this zone. And sometimes you see, especially on indices, price will do this and then do that, okay? What I would need to see is for price to break, like, make like that here, and then come back, use this to break this high, then I can start looking for buys. If I'm looking at this time frame, which will take a hot minute to play out. Why? Because I would need confirmation that price is officially bullish. And when price is officially bullish, it'll usually break a strong area of resistance and then use that same area as a trampoline to go upward, start forming bullish structure. Then I'm confident. Now, if I'm aggressive, the second it cracks this, right? The second it cracks right here, like this, I'm just waiting for something in here to take it towards the upside if I'm being aggressive, right? But if I want it to be patient, then the other way is best. All right. He said 150 pips is his stop loss. So let me go to settings here, and then risk 25% on side. Where's stop loss? In ticks. You say 150. So that would be, I think you add a, it'd be 1500. I might be tripping, because I know with ticks it's a little, or is it actually just 150? Bro, Mozart, help me out here, because this thing kind of gets wonky. Let me see something here. No, this is 15 pips. So yeah, so I was correct before, I think. There you go, 150. That's correct. All right, nice. So he's going for a solid, from what it looks like, a solid 1-to-1. Okay, now before you guys say anything about I always go for at least a 1-to-3, I know some traders that trade 1-to-1 and make money, because you have to understand, you might be risking $5, another person is risking 50K. It really depends. And if his win rate is like 80%, 90%, it don't matter. As long as at the end of the day your P&L is green and you're making enough bread to enjoy your life. I don't care if you take, there's a guy I watched, he takes a like his risk, so his reward, his risk is like, let's say like this, and his reward is like this. And he's a millionaire now. And before you jump say, oh, it's a fake, he did this live for like a year. He was trading like this with negative risk reward. Okay, you can't fake that. So it really depends on who you are, your personality, and things like that. Yeah, 1,500 ticks. Okay, thank you. Somebody said entry on EU. EU. Okay, let's go back to EU. We were looking at EU earlier. GBP, JPY. We don't need that right now, so we can do Euro, USD. All right. All right, so what entry do you... I'm going to remove K-Dot stuff here. Shout out to K-Dot for being a brave soldier and showing us what he was doing. And like he said, he already had his stuff going on, so he was blessed. What entry do you guys see here? Entry on EU. Can you give me the coordinates, brother, so that we can take a look at it, guys, as we're analyzing the charts? All right, let's take a look at it. I do 1-to-1, but I take 7 or 8 trades on the daily time frame. My risk is proper, so if I lose one, I'm good. There you go. He has a system and a strategy that works for him, and it's obviously been working. So shout out to you, Mozart. Somebody said, can you check NQ? I could, for sure. Let's go take a look at NQ real quick while we're getting the coordinates for Euro USD. Let's go take a look at NQ. Perfect. This is also a clean chart, so this is excellent. All right. So since I'm an indices expert, just kidding, but since I only trade indices, I don't really have to do that big of an analysis. It looks like we have traded this or done a thing on this before. Let me get rid of all that. All right. You can actually, no, let me keep this because you can clearly see that over here. Oh, this is the indicator. I apologize, guys. You can clearly see over here on the weekly, we have this, support level that price kind of broke into, but essentially our overall market trend is, as you can see, very clear as day. Even though it's kind of broken these minor lows, we're still bullish. Okay, the only way that we would become bearish is if, or start thinking about it, is if price, after going from here, broke this low. Then we can start saying, okay, maybe we should look towards the downside. All right, so for the most part, we are bullish. When we go down to the daily, you can see that for the daily recently, we've been, again, breaking highs. Okay, broke this high. We had these minor ones right here that was broken as well, so that's cool. All right, so we are bullish for the most part. Now, we might want to look into areas where price might have some challenges like this, where price may respect that. But as you can see, the bullish or bearish gaps, price has not given a damn about it, has just violated all of them. So it's most likely the case here as well. Again, in the meantime, we are bullish, so we're looking for bullish structure and things to go off of. As you can see by the indicator, let me take it off so it's clean. We have a bunch of gaps, a bunch. Okay, I would look at this first, and then if anything, I would look at this next if price violated that first one. All right, so what are we looking for? Let's go back just a little bit before we get into this. Let's go back to around 8 o'clock is best. Okay, so at 8 o'clock, I'm going to go down to the 15. I see these massive gaps over here. Because we're bullish, I'm looking at places where I can get into. Now you can see on the 1 hour, this same spot is it really like lines up with the 15-minute. And if I go to the 5-minute, I'm sure we'll see a bit of a correlation there. Look, the gaps are almost identical. So for this, like I told you guys before, this would be my preferred gap because it's a multi-time frame FVG, which means that on multiple time frames, you know what I mean? They pan out. Okay, then we have over here, you can see over here, it's a little different. Not that great of an entry, but sorry, of a gap that formed, but we can look at something like this and then tighten it up like this first. If it doesn't work, we start looking at the ones below. So let's see what happens on the 1 minute. Actually, look, let's kind of get down to my session first, and then we can take it from there. So I don't start trading till 8:30. Let's wait till we at least touch this area. So okay, at 9 o'clock, here we are. Price has jumped into this gap. What are we waiting for, guys? Our pattern. All right, we want price to go down, up, down, and then you know the gist. Okay, so let's see what happens right here. So price is tapped into here. Now, here's another thing that oh shoot, we're past my time. Anyways, I'll spend a little bit more time with you guys before we hop off. Here's something that you need to know about trading indices, especially before 9:30. If you see something setting up before 9:30, sometimes you want to just leave it alone. Because when 9:30 hits, it's going to manipulate, especially on things like NOS. So let's see what happens here. So price goes down, up, down, up. Okay, cool. So price has gone down. And at 9:30, yeah. So, you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't touch that. I won't lie to you. Even though price is flying or whatever, I would leave that alone. It's not enough for me to really take it. And I know, listen, when you're new to trading, you're going to see stuff like this. And you're going to say, bro, if I just entered at the break here, I would have, look at where we would be right now. It's not true. You wouldn't do it. Okay, your psychology wouldn't even allow you to do that. It would take a lot of training and getting destroyed by the markets to really be able to put up enough of a fight to hold that. But again, the setup, even though it's a good, retracement to that level, it didn't form the way I wanted. Okay, this would be closer to it, even though it's not it. But look at this. We have price going down, right? Up, down. Okay, up some more. If this had gone down a bit more, this is the one to get into, because then you can do that. But it didn't. It gave us like a lower low, a lower high, and then a higher low. So that doesn't work out. Okay, and you see that it violates it. Okay, and then now we are here where price, this is the one, guys. This is the one I think I would get into. So let's do it right here, live in front of everybody. Again, it's Tuesday, guys. My strategy doesn't work on Tuesdays, so I don't trade on Tuesdays. But again, just to show you guys, this would be my best bet, okay? I am in right there. And then my next, entry would be around here. All right, so let's see what happens. Let's see if we can get in. Let's go. Let's just get in here. Terrible entry, guys. But it's just to prove the point, okay? And then if we get another like lower entry, we'll get in. If not, oh, shoot. All right, so there you go. So here we have another one. We're going to see how this plays out. All right, guys. So what I'll do, just to show you guys, we'll buy here. And then we will move the stop loss here. Move TP up here. And then we will enter another position right there. Okay? And we'll put the stop loss in the same place. And take profit in the same place. All right, guys, so we'll let that hold for now. But just to answer your question, for those of you guys who want the analysis on NAS, I am obviously bullish. Okay, I'm bullish. I'm waiting to see what price is going to do as it's reacted to these zones. It's going to see what happens, and we'll take it from there. Let's see what else. K-Dot said 1 minute 1124. Hey, brother, gotta run. Blessings. Y'all have a good trading week. You too, Mozart. I'm about to hop off here real quick as well. I'm actually past my time. Gotta go do some other stuff on the business. And Bob said, finally back from showering from work. I'm able to stay for like 30 more minutes with you. Oh, man, that's tough. Okay, Bob, here's what we'll do. We'll meet in the middle. I'll stay for 15 more minutes. That way you can get something out of this. And then after that, I got to cut. Unfortunately, I'm past my time. It's 11, so I've got to jet. But let's look at maybe one or two more before I hop off. Anybody else? Right now for NAS, this is what we're looking at. Okay, we're seeing if price is going to go towards upside because, like I said, this would be my setup. Anybody else want to look at anything else at all? I know K-Dot said he on the 1 minute. I think that was for Euro. Was it Euro USD you were looking at? Because this is Mozart. Let's take a look at Euro USD on the 1 minute. And he said his entry is he said it was 11124. Okay, cool. Oh, I see. Okay. And what would be your stop loss? All right. And GBP CHF. Yo, what's good? Alamok, man. Alamok, why are you guys joining so late, man? Oh my god, you guys missed a lot today. I showed so much today, man. But I'm glad to have you here. Good to see you. Good to have you back to the chat, the family, the live. Thank you for being here. GBP CHF, let me check that real quick. Oh, shoot, look at that. You guys remember the trades we took? Look at that. So, there you go. This would be, again, my position. This is what I would take because, to me, we were still bearish. But remember, you see this blue zone here? Don't let it fool you. We're getting a really good, push towards the downside, but don't let it fool you. There's a chance price can, out of nowhere, because we're within this gap, just absolutely turn on us and go the other way. Okay, so here's where risk management would come into play. We go back down to the 1 minute and we look at it and we say, okay, at this point, we have one position in over here, and that position now is currently at a 1 to almost a 1 to 3. Okay, so maybe you can say at a 1 to 3, you're going to close up a bit, or you can say now that I'm here, I can close maybe like 50%. Okay, this one at this point is at a 1 to 1. There you go. You can close both, like half of your trades. Okay, so let me show you guys that in real time. Let's go ahead and do, let's buy 1,000 at this point. Okay, so we've secured some profits. And then what we could do if we really wanted, we can move our stops to break even like that. And now it's a risk-free trade. Okay, if you weren't too sure, you're already like well in profit. You have one trade that's at a 1-to-1. So if that was a $500 position, you've just secured $250 from that side. And this being another $500 position, that was already at a 2.5. So you were basically at like $750. So if you closed half of that, you would then leave with like what? 37. So like $370, I think, right? So let's just say 370, right? Plus 250, right? 620. 620. You've already secured more than half. You see what I'm saying? Your risk was at this point, it's like a 1%. So it'd be like 1,000. So you're already up 0.5%, a little bit more than 0.5%. Now, if the rest runs, you're still gonna make at least maybe like 1 point something, 1.1.5, right? If you want. I usually try and let them hit TP just because I want the full 3%, but it's totally up to you. All right, so that's GBP, GBP CHF. That was a good entry. So who knows? Like I said, guys, I'm going to be doing a Forex series soon where we're going to be trading Forex every day on a live challenge. Okay, so we're going to be taking the trades together. It's going to be lit. I am leaving in a week for a week. So I think I'll do it when I get back. I'm also planning to do a giveaway because we hit 1K, guys. So, man, this thing is just pushing towards our TP. That's going to be fire for hits. K-Dot says stop loss at 11153. Guys, give me 1 second here. I'm just trying to push this out. 11111. Okay, 53. So that's perfect. Actually, it's like right here. Oh, you're in a wow. Okay, so let me change this to entry. Okay, it looks like you're in a sell, and this must be your stop loss. I'll just say a sell. And where's your TP? Bob FX said, all right, that's good. And then Ryuzaki said, finally, gold moves. Okay, let's check out gold. See what's going on with gold. We'll come back to this. Let's go to gold. Oh, okay. Here we are. So gold bypassed our area here. Let's see what happens over here. Look at this drop. You see this? Look at this drop. It's insane. But when we go to the 15-minute, this is the thing that used to get me on lower time frames. Because on lower time frames, you can see stuff like this and think we're overall bearish and start trying to get bearish moves. But look. Since price started going down, it hasn't retraced. You see what I'm saying? Because we're not technically in a bear market right now because we're still bullish. We would need some significant, even though you can say the lows here haven't broken, we still need a retest and a break of another low before we can even consider this a bearish trend. So let's see what happens on gold. Again, guys, if we get our setup, we're going to lock in. TP just hit at 11080. Okay, gosh, man, I'm going back and forth like crazy. It's the last one. We'll just check this out real quick to see. I'll say TP, and the coordinates were, what do you say? 11080. So we just got to change the last two. Oops, 80. And voila. Oh, so you hit TP. Nice trade. Nice trade, brother. Nice trade. So K-Dot got himself a nice like 1 to 1.5, it looks like. Yeah, just about. Perfect. You're profitable, man. Keep going. Good job. Nice quick scalp. He didn't play too much, if you notice. He entered right here. He felt like it was going to go down. He took his 1 to 5. He's out. Because we're still in a bullish trend. So there's a good chance this could just, again, continue to fly upwards. This is starting to reverse. And then on gold, I need to see. Show me some gold. Come on, show me some. All right, we need like one of these. Okay, so we can take it towards the upside. But what's your position on gold? Gosh, I hope something happens. We got like 5 more minutes. Why is all the activity happening now? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. My entry said sell, but my eyes said buy. There you go. This is a prime example of why you have to follow your strategy. He said his eyes are telling him to buy. His strategy says sell. He followed his strategy. He made money. It may not make sense to you. You'd be like, why would you buy here? We're in an uptrend. His strategy tells him this is how he's been profitable. Stick to it. Okay, I say this all the time and sometimes we laugh about it. Some people trade bats. Okay, they see bats on the chart. And I always say if you see 2 chickens headbutting each other on the chart and it works, trade that. All right, it's all about you and your character, your personality, and the way you're built. Okay, Alan Wong said was scalping gold 1 minute, buying at support, selling at resistance. Got you. That's what you were doing. You were just buying and selling at certain support and resistance levels. Nice. One day we'll do a series on gold as well. But for the meantime, I'm going to be just sticking to indices. And when we do the Forex challenge, it'll be Forex. Guys, by the way, I'm planning to do Euro JPY for that. But people have suggested other pairs like GJ and things of that nature. So we will see what happens. I think what we'll do for that series is we'll just kind of like, we'll take the trades as they come. If you guys see a really sick setup on, just like today, like GBP CHF, we'll say, okay, let's analyze and see if we can get in. Because today would have been a great profitable day based on what we analyzed, right? So we can do it like that. All right, guys, let's see what happens. Hopefully in the next like 2 or 3 minutes, we get a nice setup so we can get into a trade. But we also had, what was it that we were looking at? Oh, we were also looking at NASDAQ. Okay, NASDAQ right now ain't really doing much because what time is it? It's 11. And what did I say to you guys at 11? At around 11 is when price starts to like reverse. Okay, so if price has been going down, it should start pushing up at 11. That's what I've usually noticed, that price just literally starts going the other way. But volume is dead at that time too, so I don't trade it. A lot of manipulation, a lot of weird things happen at that time. We'll see what happens. I'll follow up with this probably tomorrow because it'll take a while to play out. Gold is still out here playing the tricks, playing games. Guys, join the Discord if you haven't already. It's in the description of this live. Okay, I usually post it and pin it in the chat. Check the description. My brain froze for a sec. Sheesh. Woo, too much trading today, I guess. Right? So yeah, that's what we're waiting on, guys. I think, to be quite honest though, I think I'm just gonna call it here. I've done some analysis for you guys. I think we've spent a good amount of time. I was on here around 9 o'clock, so we've spent 2 hours today. I think that's our record, where we had a live for 2 hours. We did brain teasers. We did some interesting jokes, stories. We did a lot of stuff. All right, guys. We had a lot of fun today, and I showed you guys all my trading history. Okay, basically, where you guys see what my results were, what my win rate was, and all that stuff for the challenges that I took. I was as transparent as possible. So I think we've had a great live today. So I think on that note, guys, I'm going to wish you guys a happy, wonderful rest of your day. I'm going to be here till basically the end of the week, and then I'm gone for a week, but I'm trying to put things in place so that you guys will have something to watch and be entertained while I am absent. All right. But as always, I love each and every one of you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for joining. And as always, I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace. All right, y'all have a great day. I am out. I got to go back and take care of the other businesses that take care of me. See you guys later.